You are sitting in a wooden cart moving east. Your wrists burn where the rope cuts into the skin. Every jolt of the wheels sends a sharp reminder through your arms that your body is no longer yours. The woman beside you hasn't spoken in days. She stares forward with eyes that no longer seem connected to thought, as if something inside her has already gone somewhere else. Your name is Zirina. You are 16 years old. Or you were. A month ago, you sat beside your mother in a quiet room in Samarkand, learning to weave carpets. She was teaching you the same pattern her mother had taught her, and her mother before that. For generations of memory woven into thread, every curve meant something. Every color had a reason. That pattern died with your city. The riders came at dawn, not screaming, not chaotic, silent, organized, terrifying in their calm. This wasn't the violence you had heard about in stories. This was something colder. They didn't burn everything at once. First came the scribes, men with ink-stained fingers and blank faces, walking through the survivors as if they were inventory. They wrote on scrolls while soldiers stood watch. You were separated from your mother in less than an hour. You screamed her name. She screamed yours. A soldier struck you so hard the air left your lungs. When you could breathe again, she was gone pushed toward another group, moving toward the river. You never saw her again. A man grabbed your face, turned it left, then right. He checked your teeth the way merchants inspect horses. He nodded once, wrote something on his scroll, and marked your wrist with ink, a number. That was all you were now, and the cart keeps moving east. This is not just a story about what the Mongols did to women. This is a story about how a human being realized that swords do not win centuries, but walls do, and how that realization reshaped the genetic and cultural map of the world in ways that never truly ended, because the most disturbing part of this story is not the cruelty, it is how methodical it was, how intentional, how effective. In 2003, researchers at Oxford University published a genetic study that shocked the scientific community. They found a specific Y chromosome lineage that originated in Mongolia around 1,000 years ago. Today, an estimated 16 million men carry it. That is roughly 1 out of every 200 men alive on Earth. This kind of genetic footprint does not happen naturally, not even close. No king, no emperor, no dynasty leaves a mark like this by accident. To understand how it happened, you have to understand the man who built the system that swallowed Zirina. And he was not born a monster. He wasn't even born Genghis Khan. In 1171, he was a 9-year-old boy named Temujin, kneeling beside his father's body on the frozen steppe of Mongolia. His father had been a tribal chief, respected, feared. Now he lay dead, foam still drying on his lips, poisoned by a rival tribe that had shared food with him the night before. Within days, their allies abandoned them. Loyalty on the steppe was conditional, and weakness was an invitation. Temujin's mother, Holin, was left alone with 5 children in one of the harshest winters Mongolia had seen in decades. They survived on roots, rats, anything that moved. At 9 years old, Temujin learned the lesson that would define his life. The world is divided into those who take and those who are taken. At 16, that lesson became personal. His betrothed, Bart, was kidnapped by a rival tribe. She was gone for 8 months. When Temujin finally rescued her, she was pregnant. He never knew if the child was his. Standing in the ashes of the enemy camp, surrounded by the dead, something crystallized inside him. The men who had taken Bart were gone, but what they had done to her would live on in the child, and in the generations that followed. Conquest by sword is temporary. Children are permanent. Temujin raised the child as his own, but he never forgot the lesson. By 1206, the Mongol tribes proclaimed him Genghis Khan, universal ruler. The starving boy of the steppe now commanded the most disciplined and mobile army the world had ever seen, and he would apply his understanding of power on a scale no one had imagined. Which brings us back to Zirina. The cart stops. She doesn't know how many days have passed. Time dissolves when you no longer see the sun rise and set. The camp stretches to the horizon, tents, animals, soldiers, and carts. So many carts filled with women, some crying, some silent, some already hollow. A Mongol woman walks down the line, not a prisoner, an administrator. She carries a wooden tablet and speaks with the detached efficiency of someone counting grain.